There are some parts of life that seem to be inherently difficult, right? Relationships, success, happiness. Yet deep down, we all have this feeling that life shouldn't be this way. There has to be an easier path. Well, what if I told you that life is actually much simpler than we make it out to be? The problem isn't a lack of information. We know what we should do. We just never got the user manual for our own brains. That's why we suffer. In today's video, I'll be sharing the 7 counterintuitive rules that make up the user manual for your brain. If you understand these rules, you'll begin to experience the world around you in a completely different way. And once you do, life becomes almost unnaturally simple. So let's dive in. The first rule is called the effort paradox. The harder you try to force something, the more it slips away. Like when you try to force yourself to sleep, it just makes you more awake. The same is true for happiness, money, relationships, and creativity. Think about a time when you were trying so hard to come up with a great idea, but the more you forced it, the worse your ideas seemed to be. Or maybe you've experienced trying to help someone too much, but they always seem to find a way to mess up again. The moment you stop forcing it, things start to happen. They say it takes 200 days to build a habit, but I think it takes 200 days to build the ability to not force things. Practical application. Do the work, but let go of the outcome. Because here's the truth. Life rewards the relaxed, not the lazy. Number 2, the control illusion. You can only control 2 things in this entire universe: your actions and your reactions. Nothing else. And while it sounds obvious, we often forget this simple truth. We like to think we're in control of many things, but really we're just forming mental pictures of potential futures based on past experiences and then acting based on those. But the fact is, anything that happens in life is either beyond our influence or completely outside of it. So instead of wasting energy trying to control things we can't, we should focus on what we can. For example, you can't control that you're stuck in a traffic jam, but you can control whether you listen to an educational podcast or fume with anger. The best part about realizing this is that it frees up immense mental energy that you can redirect towards what truly matters. Number 3, your brain's nightly cleaning crew. While you sleep, your brain is hard at work, washing away metabolic waste. And there's a reason why waking up after a poor night's sleep feels like brain fog. It's because your brain is literally cluttered. When you wake up feeling refreshed, that means the cleaning crew did a good job. You're ready to take on the day. But if you're groggy, that's your body telling you there's some heavy lifting to be done in the brain department. So if you treat sleep as a necessary evil to be endured rather than an essential investment to be made, you won't get the full benefit of rest. This is where the Pareto principle comes into play. By getting 7 to 8 hours of good quality sleep, you can experience the benefits of a full night's rest. Basically, sleeping well is one of the most undervalued hacks to immediately improve your focus, creativity, and mood. Number 4, the happiness trap. Ever feel like you're on a never-ending pursuit of happiness, yet somehow always find yourself falling short? Well, that's because you're chasing a mirage. Neuroscientists have discovered that there's such a thing as a happiness baseline, a set point that's unique to each of us. Regardless of what you earn, who you are, or where you live, your brain will always bring you back to this set point. Think about this. Buying a new car might bring a temporary surge of excitement, but that feeling quickly fades. But helping a friend move could lead to a long-lasting sense of satisfaction. Your happiness baseline is influenced by your genes, upbringing, and past experiences. It's like a soft set boundary your brain uses to measure your overall well-being. And attempting to breach this boundary is kind of like pushing against a wall. The harder you press, the more you strain. So what's the solution? Stop chasing happiness. Instead, concentrate on doing things that matter, contributing to others, and building strong connections. Happiness will appear when you least expect it. Number 5, the 80-20 life principle. Here's a golden rule that can revolutionize your understanding of life. 20% of your efforts yield 80% of your results. In other words, a small percentage of your actions produces most of your outcomes. This principle applies to nearly every facet of life. Let's take your work, for instance. 20% of your tasks likely account for 80% of your impact. For a writer, that might mean writing, not checking emails or editing graphics. These actions drive the majority of their results. Pinpointing this 20% and concentrating your energy there can significantly increase your efficiency and productivity. It's about working smarter, not harder. You can often achieve the same results with fewer efforts by focusing on what truly moves the needle. Number 6. The habit autopilot. You don't have bad habits. You have perfectly functioning feedback loops. Cue, routine, reward. They're like mental shortcuts your brain has created over time. Let's break it down. Cue, feeling bored. If you open Instagram, that satisfies your brain's need for instant gratification. Your brain will store this as a solution to future boredom. So next time you feel bored, it will suggest opening Instagram. But you can interrupt this process by adding a new routine. Instead, pick up a guitar for 5 minutes. The novelty of playing guitar will satisfy your brain's need for reward, creating a new loop. And guess what? You've now built a habit of playing guitar, which can lead to amazing places. Now imagine applying this to fitness, finance, or even relationships. You're not bound by your past routines. You have the power to reshape them. The key is to recognize these cues and consciously design new routines that align with the life you want to build. Number 7. The compound effect. Imagine starting the year by setting a goal to become a millionaire. Seems far-fetched, right? But what if I broke it down into smaller chunks? How would you feel about committing to improving your income by just 1% each day? Suddenly it seems more achievable. The math behind this is fascinating. If you get just 1% better every day, in a year you'll be 37 times better than you are today. Conversely, if you're 1% worse each day, you'll be 97% worse off. This rule highlights the importance of small improvements over time. So don't focus on drastic measures. Consistent, tiny improvements add up to significant results over time. Think about reading. If you commit to 10 pages a day, that might seem insignificant. But in a month, you'll have read a 300-page book. In a year, you'll have read 12 books. That's like having a personal library of knowledge and experience. And the best part is that reading can dramatically improve your focus and cognitive abilities, making you smarter and more capable. Now let's tie everything together. You've just received the user manual for your brain. It's pretty straightforward, right? Accept what you can't control. Master what you can, your actions and reactions, and compound tiny improvements daily. Now let me ask you a question. What if you could change your life by just 1% every day? That's all it takes to unlock extraordinary results. And if you're hungry for even more insights, check out this video where I dive into 7 evidence-based habits that can skyrocket your intelligence. Click here to keep learning. Thanks for watching and subscribe. Hello Focus. See you next time.